I'm doing this again. There's some sort of delay. In May of 2019, I was at a library in Dallas. It was an excruciating pain. And I was thinking about, and I could see that somebody was running a biometric account connected to a woman I had met at a bus station. She, at the time, had no shoes, just like I didn't when I left the place where they alleged to have provided me with a mental health observation when I'd been kidnapped in Houston. She had on these plastic sandals instead, and she was acting in a way that let me know she was having some sort of cognitive dissonance. There was people around, and she was attracted to specifically men asking them for things like cigarettes, and I became concerned. I was on my way to a church. I was homeless at the time. I was on my way to a church that I understood provided resources to people. I took her with me to the church, and at that point in time, I observed a variety of different things. She was outside with me in the lobby, and she could hear what was going on inside. Not like physically hear. She was able to, while we were in the lobby, they had a ritual going on inside. I believe she's got clairvoyance or she has some sort of very important spiritual gift. But they had decided they were going to harvest her for drugs. When they released her from the hospital, the only thing she had was a sheet of paper that had her prescription schedule on it. She didn't have any ID. She didn't even have any fucking shoes. They released her from that hospital with her prescription schedule. And she was being attracted to go ask men for cigarettes. Now, I took her to this church, and I'm shamed to say that the way the church responded was even more egregious than what I saw at the bus station. It was a hate crime. I honestly believe it was. I think what they did is they ended up sending her back to another hospital. That's what they do. You go to one hospital, you max out the insurance. You end up on the street for some point in time. If you're not fucking dead, they're just going to recycle you to another hospital. I felt it. I saw it. And she was there for a certain amount of time, and then she got out. And I saw that too. This day in May, they were re entering her. I'm absolutely certain they were either re entering her or they were doing something with her medical records. Because what they kept trying to do to me was get me to go to the hospital. I was in a panic on some level. I was in a panic. I had to go to the hospital. I had to go to the hospital. I wasn't going to live if I didn't go to the hospital. And they wanted me to go to the hospital for medication. And they wanted me to get on Medicare. That was the thing. I needed to sign up for Medicare. That day was the first day I saw that they had a portal at the library where you could check your Medicare benefits. So far as I know, that had never happened before. It wasn't there. They installed it. And while I'm there, I'm in this other state where I'm on a panic, and I went to the computer, and that day was the anniversary of a piece of proposed legislation I had submitted to Senator Ted Cruz regarding non destructive testing. It was an excise tax connected to the use of non destructive testing technologies. The problem is, if somebody has spoken to me collegially and let me know all of the implications inherent in a excise tax, and what it was that was being considered and contemplated, including the potential severity of the situation, it might have gone differently. But that's not what happened. Exactly 2 years after the benchmark date in that proposed piece of legislation, there's a major announcement about how he's meeting with a group of insurance representatives, not medical insurance, to talk about reform of the insurance sector. That was the second time that a piece of proposed legislation I had given to Senator Cruz ended up coming back in some way that had absolutely nothing to do with the original intent, but was directly connected to the topic at hand. I believe that what was supposed to happen is I was supposed to go get checked into a hospital, and if I had been, then I would have been signed up for another fucking round of somebody setting up a whole bunch of deals and derivatives, including in connection with whatever he was discussing with those fine representatives of the insurance industry. That's what they do. Now, I got through the day, I didn't go there, but I kept seeing that woman. I saw her face. I saw on another level, I could hear her. Now, at a certain amount of time, that didn't happen. But she may have had one name. I don't know. I never saw her identity documents. The information that was on the prescription sheet wasn't what she said her name was. She kept saying her name was Abby. Like Abby V. Now, I didn't know what Abby V was at the time, but when she said her name, that's what dinged in the background. Abby V. What's her? I kept thinking, what's her last name? What's her last name? And she said her name was Abby. I'm Abby. I'm Abby. I didn't have any fucking idea what that meant until later. Now I know what it means, right? I want to fill out a Form 3949A regarding information referral to the Department of Treasury Internal Revenue Service. Information about the person or business you are reporting. Describe the alleged violation of income tax law. Information about yourself. That's the first one today. It's 11:59 a.m., December 15th, 2020.